Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Okay guys, how are you? We are moving on with Alcyon Light Healing, and tonight is an activation night. So basically, this is going to be an activation with Archangel Michael and the Pleiadian Emissaries of Light for protection. So we're going to be calling in protection for yourself and activating you to be able to protect yourself, activating you to be able to do these types of activations for others, which I do encourage you whenever I do an activation, really listen to the words that are being said, the feelings that you're feeling, the processes that we go through, so that later on you can do activations with other people, that you can call on the emissaries of light to do an activation for a certain intention, so that you can call on Archangel Michael to, have him bring in a pillar of light for protection yourself. Take what I give to you and use your intuition to, enhance your own practices and bring these practices in for yourself. And one thing I wanted to talk about too was when I did the sacred space video, one thing that I always do for sacred space, like when I'm literally creating a sacred space for a healing session, I always do like a prayer. And anybody who did the Muneki rites with me will have known that prayer because I repeated it every single time. So having something like when you go through Reiki, they give you like the Gasho prayer. When you go through the Muneki rites, they give you the 4 directions prayer. Or I gave people the 4 directions prayer before I even knew that Alberto had it in the manual. But basically, having like a little prayer to open your sacred space would be something good. Like calling on the directions would be good. I always start in the south, and I call to the winds of the south and to the great serpent. Then I go to the west and to the jaguar, and then I go to the north with the hummingbird, and then to the east with the eagle condor, and then down to Mother Earth for her energy, and then up to Great Spirit, to Creator, for that energy. And basically you can Google like the 4 directions prayer and find that and recite that to open sacred space, or you can just come up with your own, because like I took the 4 directions prayer and I recite it a little bit differently each time. Like there's certain parts that kind of come out like almost like robotic now, where it's just like blah blah blah. But there are, many ways to open sacred space with a prayer. So it's like sometimes we just like go in and we're like, I now ask for protection, I ask to open sacred space, and it's as simple as that. You don't have to make it a big huge ordeal, but I do like to use that type of way of opening my sacred space, especially when I'm doing, the Muneki or something. And when I do call to the directions, like I'll drum into that direction, or I'll rattle into that direction, or I'll play my bowl, or I'll just use my intention. It doesn't matter. Sometimes I use Palo Santo, sometimes I just use my energy. But opening sacred space is something that, should be sacred to you, and you should be doing it in a place that's kind of sacred. I mean, you could open it basically anywhere, but it's much more conducive to be in a nice environment. So as long as you're in a nice environment, you have something that makes you feel good and comfortable, and you have that intention there, you should be good, okay? But I forgot to mention that in that video, just because there were so many things around. I was like, I forgot to tell them about the prayer. In my first video ever, I don't think it ever ended up on YouTube or anything, but the first video I ever recorded was about opening sacred space, and it was for the Muneki rites, and I was like such a different version of myself when I watched that video. I was like, hi guys, we're gonna open sacred space, and I read the prayer to you guys, and I just walked around the room with it, and I see that video pop up every once in a while now, and it's funny to see how that transforms. So know that you will transform over time, and the way that you open sacred space will probably transform over time. You'll adopt new tools, you'll get rid of certain things, you'll bring in new words, you'll get rid of certain things, like certain words, but it's all up to you. And like I said, this is for protection. So taking what I give to you tonight and bringing that into your process for opening sacred space would also be something good, because when you're opening sacred space, part of your intention is to protect your space, to protect you, to protect the person you're working on. And then tomorrow what we're doing is getting rid of cords, so obviously using that in your healing practices and using that for your healing process of yourself is also something that you're going to want to do. So hopefully that covers enough to get you guys going with the activation and tomorrow night's meditation, because tomorrow night I won't be talking to you guys. I'll just be clicking record and playing the bowls and doing a nice little guided meditation to cut your cords and to release you from any attachment energy that could be forming or has been there for a while. And so yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy this, and thank you very much. And the link will be down below in the description box for you to go to Vimeo. Okay, in my day. Namaste.